Bonani Nichani Molweni Aksheni Tobelanda. Today we have assignment number 1, Property Law PVL3701. I heard many people say it's difficult, so let's go and see how difficult it is. Semester 1, 2024, assignment 1, which I'm sure is due on Sunday or is due on Saturday, but it's due end of this month. Without wasting any time, let's start. In June 2023, John bought a house in Fenton. At the time, he decided to install a solar system due to unreliable electricity provision in South Africa. He bought 20 solar panels, 4 batteries, and an inverter on credit from the Sun Company. The Sun Company installed the system in June 2023. The agreement between John and Sun Company provided that John would only become the owner of the solar panels, the battery, and the inverters after all the installments were paid. I remember we talked about the credit agreement when we were talking about the National Credit Act in the sales module. If you do not understand about that, you can go and watch that one. It further provided that the Sun Company could remove the entire system should John fail into errors with payment of the installments. John decided to move to Cape Town, and before all the installments of the solar system were paid, he sold the house to Lindiwe. After registration of the property in Lindiwe's name, and after Lindiwe moved in, the technician of the Sun Company arrived at Lindiwe's house to remove the solar system. Lindiwe refused to allow them access to her house, but they explained to her that John stopped paying the installments of the solar system, and that they were therefore allowed to remove the system. Lindiwe asked her son, Kosinati, who is a third-year LLB student at UNISA, for advice. Kosinati explained that the solar system belongs to Lindiwe because it became part of the land by means of in Accessio, accession by building. Nkosinati further explained that the South African courts apply different criteria to determine whether a movable thing became permanently attached to the land, namely the nature and purpose of the attached thing, the manner and degree of attachment, and the intention of the person annexing movable or the intention of the owner of the movable. He added that these criteria have been applied in different ways by South African courts. Against this background, answer the following questions. So here we have to choose whether we start with question 1 or we start with question 2. I had many people saying that they have a problem with question 2, but unfortunately I can't start with question 2 without doing question 1. So let me, in this video, we'll do part 2 of question 2. Let me in this video do question 1. So let's see these 3 marks. The question says, why is in Accessio classified as a form of original acquisition of ownership? Fully substantiate your answer with reference to specific pages of the study guide that you consulted to this answer to this question. Do not insert footnotes. You must take that into a note. You must note down this one. In this assignment, you do not insert footnotes, but you simply refer to the relevant pages of the study guide you consulted in brackets after your answer. Your answer should not exceed 6 lines. Before you answer, you must remember that if you enjoyed the video, you can provide us with vouchers such as Hollywood, EasyBet, LTT1 voucher, Blu-rays, to say thanks, you have helped me. You must also not forget that now I'm giving admission, which I will close on 5 April for admission to the limited number of 2 students, and then their payments are like this. The first year will pay 300 once off until June, until you finish your examination. Second one will pay 400 once until they finish up the examination. Then the third one will be 500 rand until they finish up the examination. Fourth year will be 600 rand until they finish up their examination. You ask me anything about all your modules that you are doing, including assignments, portfolios. I will help you with more advanced journals, articles, which you will able to write your assignments, portfolios, or I will help you with tutorials, which will be providing with different platforms such as Microsoft Team, Google Team, or any mode or platform that you prefer. You tell me what time will be available. It's at your discretion. So you set up your perfect time, then you will tell me, then we will do it. I think that this one is cheap. It covers all your modules. Then cheap. So let's go and answer the question. Firstly, in order to answer, we have to differentiate between original methods and derivative methods. So let's start with derivative methods, which many people practice out there. Derivative methods is when a seller is when there's a seller and a buyer. For example, this guy, seller Tabo, is selling the car. He's selling to the buyer who is a Tando. So we'll come to Tando and say, hey man, my car is 5,000 rand or 140,000. Then Tando will be like, let me buy it. Then he will give money to this seller, and then he took the car, the buyer took the car, then the seller offered the car. This is a derivative method. The seller will be like, man, I'm selling the house, and the buyer will be like, wow, oh, I love the house. Let me buy it. How much, man? Like, the house is 16,000 rand. I'll be like, okay, let me buy it. Then they buy. Then they go to the conveyancer who will register the house or the land. Then boom, it's done. That's a derivative method. In the derivative method, it's about someone buying a thing from someone. Someone buying something from the someone who has become owner. So you buy something from the owner, the true owner. That's all. When you buy something or purchase something from the owner with the intention of becoming the owner, that's a derivative method. Now let's speak about the original method, because the assignment is basically based on the original method. Original method, the first one that you must know is that the thing has no predecessor, meaning that there's no former owner. There's no former owner. For example, let me give example by, for example, you find a pit bull walking on the street, and then you take it with the intention of becoming the owner. This is what we talk about. For example, you find a pit bull walking on the street, and then just a pit bull wandering around the street. Then you take it with the intention of becoming the owner. That's number one. You find the pit bull wandering on the street with nobody, then you take it with the intention of becoming owner. This is called the original method of acquisition. There is no predecessor. When you are walking on the street, you just find 100 rand on the floor. There's no owner of that 100 rand. You take it with the intention of becoming an owner. Another example, like if you go to the dustbin, then you pick a watch, then you are the owner. You are the owner. Why? Because the watch was abandoned by the predecessor. Therefore, the watch was abandoned and the watch is no owner, then you are the owner. Now, this is what we call original methods of acquisition. It's when you acquire something that has no predecessor, something that has not been owned before, or something that has been owned before but was abandoned. Then you took it to be with the intention of becoming the owner. Then you are the owner. So if you go to dustbin and pick up a watch with the intention of becoming owner, the watch belongs to you. Even if the owner can come back and say, hey, this watch is mine, you have to go to court and say that I found this watch in dustbin and this guy now wants his watch back. Then you will win because you have acquired the watch through the original methods of acquisition. Then now we have Accessio. All right, we have Accessio. In the accession, in the answering of your question, we have accession, which is Accessio. All right, we're talking about now. We are going to answer your question. We have Accessio. One of the things that you must know about Accessio is that in the Accessio, there is a principal. There is a principal thing. And number two, there is an accessory thing. And number three, we have a merge. That's the only three key that you must know in that session. We have a principal thing, we have an accessory thing, we have a merge. Right? It means that we have to merge the accessory thing into a principal thing. We merge the accessory thing into the principal thing. It means that accession is when we merge the accessory thing into the principal thing. For example, we have a house, we have a land. Have you ever heard anybody saying that I'm selling a house and a land? Have you ever heard that? No. You hear some people saying that we are selling a house. So once you buy the house, you become the owner of the land that is attached to the house, because the house is built on the land. So when they sell the house, they automatically give you access or ownership of the land which they have attached to. There's no person who ever said that I'm selling the land when they say house. The person will be like, I'm selling the house in Proteaglen, in Soweto, in Midrand. Then when you buy that house, automatically you have bought the land. So this is accession. The principal thing is a house. The accessory is the principal thing is the land, but the accessory is the house. Then they become merged together. Then when you buy these two things. Accession. So now we are starting with answering the question, accession by building. The question is asking whether the accession by building is the original method of acquisition. Why is the original method of acquisition? You can see accession by building. We have a Vox, which is a internet provider here, Vox. Then we have house. Then one day the person asked the Vox to come and install the internet provider offering by the Vox. Then they installed the Vox fiber. After installing the Vox fiber on the house, then such a person decided to sell the house to you. So when they sell the house to you, then the contract between those two is that this Vox that is installed inside the house will always be paid monthly, maybe 500. And if they are not paying monthly 500, then the Vox has a right to come and take install their fiber. Then you are the new owner now. You found Vox inside your house, which you have bought from the predecessor. Then the house is a principal thing. The Vox is an accessory thing. Then they are merged together by association, by building. You are the new owner. Then when you come, because this principal thing is the house that you have bought, Inside there's accessory thing, which is a Vox fiber, and then you merge this one and said, when I bought this house, I bought it with a Vox. Then it's mine now. Then the company of the Vox comes to you to install it because you didn't pay. Then you tell them that the contract, you do not know about the contract, and because Vox is inside you now, it's yours. Because of the ascension by building. Then the Vox company will come and say, man, that fiber belongs to us, and be like, no, I don't know that, because when I bought a house, it was in a fiber inside. So whatever I bought a house with, it's mine now. Then this is called accession by building. Then they were asking if why the accession by building is it's the original method of acquisition. I've already told you that in the original method of acquisition, there's no predecessor, and I've given you the examples. So you must make sure that when you answer this question, you put the principal thing, accessory, and the merge. That's what will take place during the accession by building, that there is a principal thing that must merge with the accessory thing, so that accessory thing lose an independency. Yes, let me add another word, independency. And becomes immovable. That's when you answer the accession by building is a method, it's based on the accession, which is original methods of acquisition, where the principal thing and accessory thing will merge, so that the accessory thing will lose its independency and becomes immovable. This one, accessory, loses its independency and becomes immovable. The Vox will lose its independency and becomes part of the house, meaning that I've bought the house now, the Vox is no longer Vox, it's mine now. If I bought a house with a tree, and that tree belongs to the neighbor, I don't care. As long as it's inside my jarata, it's mine. Then I told you the principal thing and accessory thing. Then when you have mentioned those things, you'll get the 3 marks, because you have mentioned all the main points. And lastly, don't forget to top us up if you have enjoyed this video. And don't forget that the tutorial is now going on. The registration is open to limited number of students, because I don't take many. I just take those that are serious and want to complete their degrees on time. The registration is closed on the 1st. So you have to watch the next video for assignment number 2. For assignment number 1, question number 2, which many people said that is difficult, I'll answer it in a simplified way, and then you will understand what you must write. I will provide you some journals which you must read in order for you to answer this question fast and easier way. Okay? Have a nice day. We will meet on part